The United States Border Patrol was officially created in 1924. 70 years later, in 1994, a young police officer in the Midwest saw a chance to serve her country beyond the confines of Riley County, Kansas. That young officer, Carla L. Provost, applied to the U.S. Border Patrol and graduated as a proud member of Border Patrol Academy Class 277. Chief Provost knows the border. She has worked on the front line in Arizona, California, and Texas, steadily advancing in the ranks and earning the admiration and respect of her subordinates and peers, as well as the recognition of CBP leadership at headquarters in Washington, D.C. From her earliest days as a member of the Bike Patrol Unit, Chief Provost quickly made her mark in Douglas, Arizona. She earned the rank of Supervisory Border Patrol Agent in just 3 years, then became a Field Operations Supervisor just 3 years after that. It was hard work, as any Border Patrol agent on the front line knows, but it was a perfect fit for Carla Provost, who was raised with a strong sense of duty and service to community and country. Chief Provost coupled that unwavering work ethic with a quest for knowledge, earning a Master of Science degree from the Industrial College of the Armed Forces at the National Defense University in Washington, D.C. Now leading 20,000 agents, Chief Provost is no longer that beat cop in Riley County, Kansas. Her beat is now 6,000 miles of Mexican and Canadian international land borders and 2,000 miles of coastal waters around California, Florida, Louisiana, and Puerto Rico. Chief Carla Provost, personifying CBP's core values of vigilance, service to country, and integrity, exemplifying the Border Patrol motto of honor first.
Good morning and welcome everyone. I appreciate you joining us for this historic announcement because today it is my sincere honor to publicly appoint Carla L. Provost to be the 18th Chief of the United States Border Patrol. Chief Provost hails from Burlingame, a small town in northeastern Kansas, which is almost equidistant between our southwest and northern borders, about as far from them as you can get. As a young police officer, she left Kansas to serve her nation and protect our borders, the first of many times in her federal law enforcement career that Chief Provost made a decision to tackle a new challenge. Indeed, her career has been marked by her tendency to take on the most challenging roles in the most challenging areas of our border and our agency. Carla is an agent's agent. She's continually earned the respect of her peers, her subordinates, and managers from the Academy to the CBP leadership team. She's come up through the ranks, earned each new role with hard work, perseverance, and her willingness to do whatever the Border Patrol and this agency asked of her to advance the mission. That first assignment took her to Douglas, Arizona, where there were only 40 agents in January 1995. She started out as a bicycle patrol agent, a very physically demanding role in the punishing heat of the Arizona desert. She became a firearms instructor for new trainees, demonstrating early on the leadership skills that have propelled her career ever since. And after 11 years in Douglas, she chose to transfer to Yuma sector when it was one of the busiest in the country. And then in 2011, she set out for Texas, having been appointed to the senior executive service position of Deputy Chief Patrol Agent of El Paso sector. In 2013, she again headed west, this time as Chief Patrol Agent for El Centro sector in California. From there, she came to headquarters to help us stand up CBP's Law Enforcement Agent Safety and Compliance Directorate, which is responsible for the development and articulation of all of CBP's use of force policy, training, and has been instrumental in ensuring our agents and officers are prepared and equipped for the situations they encounter in the field. This has led to a decrease in lethal force incidents even as assaults on our agents have increased. And then we called you again. I believe I called you, Chief. And Chief Provost was named Deputy Assistant Commissioner for CBP's Office of Professional Responsibility, a critical role where she oversaw internal misconduct and background investigations and demonstrated a commitment to transparency and professionalism across all aspects of our mission, spearheading a number of CBP-wide programs and policies relating to integrity. And in 2016, Ms. Provost was selected as Deputy Chief of the U.S. Border Patrol and then became Acting Chief a year later. Chief Provost's many accomplishments lead her to this new challenge of taking on the formal leadership of the U.S. Border Patrol and are why Secretary Nielsen and I and the entire CBP family have unwavering confidence in her. There is simply no one better suited or better prepared to be Chief of the United States Border Patrol. Carla, you've served CBP and our nation with distinction. You personify our core values of vigilance, service, and integrity, and you exemplify the Border Patrol's motto of honor first. Congratulations, and thank you for embracing this new challenge. We look forward to your accomplishments as the 18th Chief of the United States Border Patrol.
Thank you, Commissioner, and thank you, Andrew. And thank you, everybody, for being here today. Well, I don't know, Commissioner, if it's possible to be both humbled and proud at the same time, but those are certainly the emotions that I'm feeling. I want to thank Secretary Nielsen, and in particular, Commissioner McAleenan, whom I've known for the last 15 years and has supported me for many years. Thank you for your faith in me and my ability to lead the men and women of the Border Patrol. I also want to thank many of the leaders who came before me and paved the way. Leaders that I've worked under throughout my career. Leaders like Gus De La Vigna, David Aguilar, Michael Fisher, and lastly, Ronald Vitello, who as you all know, just left us for ICE. These previous chiefs, they really set the bar high, and they paved the way for myself and more to follow. They were visionaries and truly inspirational leaders. I have to call out, though, a couple of them. Chief David Aguilar, Deputy Chief Ronald Colburn, and this gentleman who's standing over to my left in green, the current Deputy Chief of the Border Patrol, Scott Luck, as they have been mentors to me throughout my entire career. Chief Luck in particular, he was one of my first supervisors when I joined the Border Patrol in Douglas, Arizona. But they've supported me from the very beginning, and I can't thank them enough for all of the support that they've given me. And of course, I want to thank my parents for instilling in me the kind of determination, the commitment to duty and to service, and the drive to succeed that has followed me throughout my career. You know, the Border Patrol over the last 23 years has been a second family to me, and I have served and I continue to serve alongside some of the most amazing men and women in law enforcement. We have a remarkable mission in the Border Patrol to protect our nation and to secure our borders, and our men and women do it every day with steadfast dedication, and they do it with heart. Thanks to them, my journey over the last 23 years, from Douglas, Arizona to Washington, D.C. has taught me so much, and the Border Patrol has given me so much. I'm profoundly grateful for every opportunity that has come my way and for the encouragement and the recognition that I have received along the way. And I couldn't be prouder to have the opportunity to be the voice for the men and women on the front lines of the U.S. Border Patrol. So thank you all for coming today.